What's going on? We've got a story for you. Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, that's right. The game. I did it at the beginning. I don't give a fuck. We up in here. And today we're reacting to some Warframe content that was born from Tennocon. I didn't watch Tennocon. I usually don't. I think I've watched set through one for a buddy when he couldn't make it and he got a free weapon if he showed up, and he hasn't missed one, so I logged in on his account for him. But I don't typically watch Tennocon. There's only one real game that I watch their like big events, and that's usually League of Legends. But I was told that this is a sick ass song for something that's coming out in the not so distant future. So Rebecca was there?
Cast and cry.
Isn't that Megan girl that's like from the cast or the crew? There's no way. Wait, what? No. Does it say who sang? Vocalized in-game by a new character named Adius to calm and restore his fellow sentients. Lullaby of the Manifold is now available to enjoy in your own solace as part of an inspirational orchestral arrangement. Jesus Christ. Allow yourself to become swept away by symphonic sounds of Digital Extreme's latest musical masterpiece. But it doesn't say... Friend, okay, so that's not her. Okay, all right, okay. Well, that would have been super dope.
Cast and cry, raise the million pylons high. All our kin were bound to fly for that far shore forlorn.
For that shore forlorn. So for those of you that don't know, in the initial lore, Sentience's entire purpose was to cross the void of space and to terraform the Tau system. Now, the reason why that is important is one of my biggest criticisms of Warframe was how they progressed the lore. Because essentially, one of my favorite aspects of Warframe was the rich, dynamic way that so many different cultures existed within the world of Warframe. But then eventually they kind of all fell into the same box. So the Grineer were the working class caste system of people that lived under the Orcan Empire. The Orcan Empire was like the religious, almost godlike humans that existed and used like the capabilities to like terraform people into drones. Essentially, that's what they did for the Orcan Empire, the Grineer. The Grineer were a cloned human that was good at, doing menial tasks or stuff like that. They were like a working class slave, essentially. And then the way that they made it to where the Grineer couldn't overthrow them was by implanting them with chips and stuff in their brain that makes it, or within their DNA sequence, because they're clones, that they have to listen to those who wield Kuva, which is what the Orcan used to perform continuity on their life to stay alive forever, by using new host and then performing continuity to put their mind in a new body. So the reason why all this is important is because the same thing happens with essentially the Corpus. The Corpus are a group of mid-tier humans that inside the Orcan Empire that started their own market Essentially, their god is capitalism, though there was an individual who taught them a bunch of stuff. Fuck, dude, I know his name. I can't remember what his name is, but he was tied to Protea and all that stuff, and he's Parvos Granum, I think is what his name was. He started the cult of, the Corpus, and the reason why the Corpus are the way they are is they also have kind of a hive mind thing behind them. Their whole thing is that they have, either you can break it down if you want to go into like a deep analogy of like the actual lore of the characters, like their hive mind to capitalism, their pursuit of greed and economy and all these other things make them a slave. But if you want to be a little more on the nose, they put the helmets that they have drone things in them that they use to control crewmen. Whoa! That scared the shit out of me. Someone hasn't subscribed while I've been recording in a long while. That's wild. It scared the shit out of me, bro. But they also use that same helmet to control, the little robots. So there's a hive mind. They use robots and machinery to fight their battles. And then they use that same thing to control their workers, or the crewmen. And then they also use an oppressive system such as capitalism that, gives them a monetary value. So boom. So with the Grenier, hive mind enemy, one central thing, which is later to be revealed to Queens. And then you have Parvos Granum that runs the Corpus thing, and they use a hive mind structure to control all their people. And then so then what else? The Infested were another bioengineered weapon that was created to fight the sentients. Well, what controls the infestation? Oh, it's a godlike being, the Helminth strain, that uses a hive mind to control all of its subjects. Are we seeing a trend here? The sentients fall into a very similar concept. They were bioorganic life created to terraform planets to where they could make things livable. Now, because the Orkin had lost plenty of wars against their own creations, they tried to build in a way to weaken those in the Tau system. So they wouldn't just go to Tau, build a new kingdom, and rebel. So when they crossed through the void to get to Tau, it severely damaged their body, and where they would not be alive if they tried to make the journey a second time. And it also destroyed their ability to rehabilitate or recreate life. So all that to say, all of these enemies all operate as a hive mind to you, the Tenno, as an enemy force. All of them fulfill a same kind of structure, which is kind of a bummer. My biggest criticism of Warframe is that one particular thing, that everything kind of falls into a hive mind type thing. That's why the enemies throw themselves at you in endless hordes. That's why everyone you fight is canonically evil, and they're all just abusing subsections of their people to do terrible things. It's kind of lazy and unimaginative in that regard. But it gives you ample motivation to mow millions of enemies down. And that's all we need is the justification to commit, genocide. That's all we're after. All right, so let's do this.
Onward high, oh, but we may tame the sky. Oh, but we shall distant die on that far shore forlorn.
So the reason why that's really cool is the Shore Forlorn would have been Tau system. This is the story of a people that were created, that was only created to die. They're like a berserker class in a video game, or a suicide bomber in a video game, because we're gonna just keep the analogy safe. But there are characters that you can buy in Age of Empires where their whole thing is they just walk into buildings with explosive barrels. Like, what incentive do you have to give to a man to do that shit? Like, it's a unique concept that's lost on a lot of people that think about things from first world, privilege.
Sky, who but we shall list and die on that far shore forlorn. Velvet blue the meadows lie, though the haughty ones divide. Gold shall never break our tie to that far shore forlorn.
Man, it's so cool that they're using to that far shore forlorn. Like, one, how the fuck do you sing that effectively? And two, one of my favorite things about it is it's how awesome it is. Like, forlorn is such a unique word. Like, the little nerd in me is just Another one I really like is forestall. Nothing shall forestall my return. Like, oh my god, dude. Come on.
Gold shall never break our tie to that far shore forlorn. Onward high, oh, but we may tame the sky. Oh, but we shall list and die on that far shore forlorn.
Is there like another, like, are they doubling up her? Like, is that like a reverb, or is there another singer doing that alongside her?
Sky, blue, but we shall list and die on that far shore
It's cool that Rebecca's there. You gotta understand, me and Rebecca do not get along. She voices a character I cannot stand. And ever since she's taken over the helm, I haven't liked a lot of the changes that she's made. But I respect her as a woman in this industry. But I will say this until the end of time. Fuck Space Mom. The day I get to plunge a dagger in that dumb bitch's face is going to be the highlight to my time in Warframe. I hate Space Mom as much as I hate the fucking handler in goddamn Monster Hunter Worlds. I swear, how I hate Space Mom as much as I hate Vern from fucking Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I fucking hate Space Mom like I hate every other fucking annoying Navi character ever goddamn exist in any fucking video game. Which is crazy because I fucking love Ortis. And I love Teshin. I wish they'd allow me to pick a different like voice that was in my missions.
mouth to mouth and eye to eye, sleep where comets whisper by.
fucking dude. I love watching full orchestral fucking performances. To me, they get bland and boring pretty quickly because they just sound so uniform, but they sound uniform by design. Like, everyone is firing on such dope levels that, like, of course it's going to sound good. And, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Not good. Good is not a correct term. It sounds like a professional, because it is, but, like, I don't know, man. I like my stuff to be a little dirty and a little muddy. But there's a reason why these big orchestral things can knock as hard as they can. So much raw talent jammed into one room. Like, damn, bro, you just gotta respect it, dude. Oh, that's who I thought it was. Look at, there she is. The old peace. Ah, dude, so essentially it's gonna be the old war. Ah, dude, I have been wanting to visit the old war for so fucking long. Oh, yeah. I'm moist. Muy bueno. I am there. I am ready. I am erect. Let's go. I'm fucking, dude. October is when this comes out. I'm gonna be there. Will you?